leave a few closing remarks before we transition into the happy hour. So, first of all, I want to say that I haven't been able to sleep lately just because it's a little bit stressful to organize this event, having so many awesome people. But for the entire day, I was kept extremely awake and enthusiastic and excited about the research that we have. It seems like very soon Infor is going to be able to pass the coding interview. At least it's already able to estimate the asymptotic complexity, which is great. We've been doing statistics for a long time. We've been using it for all sorts of things, and now it seems like we are finally using it, or at least starting to use it in the right way. It's extremely awesome. I'm also, as a developer, I'm extremely enthusiastic about this gradual shift to left. That's what we at least call internally the fact that we're trying to bring the signal closer to the developer, so the developer, as we write code, we have a better understanding what exactly is impacting performance, and instead of just a bunch of signals we actually get guidance from the tooling that we rely on. And I remember a few years ago I was on one of the LLVM developer conferences, and there was a presentation by Apple about the fact that they have tooling that can show you missed optimization opportunities from the compiler. So for example, if your loop cannot be vectorized because of something, you get the annotation saying like, well, if you were to reorder these statements, your code would run faster. And I think this is the kind of experience I was always dreaming to have, and it looks like as a general broader performance focused community we're moving in that direction, and that's extremely exciting. I'm also extremely excited about seeing these ML efforts turning from a buzzword and just a toy into real things that help us understand our systems better, understand our users better. And I feel like we have identified a lot of opportunities to share our knowledge about the features that can be used to understand performance implications in the best possible way, because we have combined, we analyze so much data that we can benefit the entire community and the entire world by sharing these models, sharing our understanding of features. It seems like we are also going to soon get Westworld-like simulations where we are not even going to need our users to understand how our product is being used. But actually, related to this, I'm extremely excited about this effort because we will finally understand our users. And I think, this is, I think this should be the goal. Understanding our users and driving the requirements from the user perspective is what we should strive for. And these efforts, they help us understand what exactly and how exactly are users trying to get their use cases implemented and used. I'm also extremely excited about the collaboration. It's great to see that LinkedIn was able to work with Bing to reduce carbon emissions, for example. This is great. I'm extremely excited about seeing the work on attempts to standardize noise measurements. I think these kind of efforts can totally change the landscape. So in distributed systems community, there is a very famous project called Jepsen, which is used to prove certain properties of distributed systems. Like, for example, if it's gonna, if it provides like what kind of consistency guarantees it provides. Because one thing is to claim that certain characteristics are satisfied, and the other thing is actually to prove that it's true. And I hope that with the efforts like noise understanding, we'll be able to not only improve our internal systems, but also bring this information back to vendors and affect the way they build their systems And this is gonna change everything. I'm also extremely excited about the efforts uh, that happen in terms of scaling our performance efforts. We have a lot of performance experts in this room, but if we would like to have applications that are consistently efficient, smooth, and delightful, we need to make sure that the same rigor and focus on performance is also used by other developers. So I'm very excited to see tooling in this area. Unfortunately, we didn't have a presentation, but I'm personally extremely excited about the custom instruments effort that Apple has recently announced. I think this is a great way to bring understanding from experts to everyone, and this is the way I think we can benefit a much broader community. I'm also extremely excited about the focus on mechanical sympathy. We start to understand our layers better. We understand that in order to build our systems, it's not enough to just focus on our parts. We need to understand how our components interact with other components. And so focus on distributed tracing, or at least building a much higher level picture of how the system works, is gonna also change drastically the way we develop applications. It's hard to even express how excited I am about the efforts to reduce the carbon emissions and just to make our world a better place and a greener place. So yeah, I'm very grateful for everyone who contributes to this mission. And also, one thing that I completely forgot to mention, one of the biggest changes in this summit versus the Performance Summit 1 is that we now have a logo. And what it enabled us to do is to create swag. So I hope if you haven't got your T-shirt yet, you will not forget to grab it on your way out. And I am extremely excited to see that the community of people interested in this domain is growing. I'm very much looking forward to working with every one of you. It seems like every time when I'm convinced that there is nothing else to be done in certain domain, there is something exciting happening there still. So it's great to see that performance domain is still an area of pleasant surprises and extremely innovative ideas. So at this point, I just would like to thank all the presenters for these amazing talks. It takes a lot of time to prepare these presentations, and it's also stressful. So thank you so much for agreeing to present and bearing with the dry runs and coming today. So also thank you everyone who has attended the meetup. I think one of the biggest goals is building this community and networking, making sure that we collaborate, and this way we'll be able to do things not just within our companies, but build bridges between companies and solve problems similar to how LinkedIn and Bing worked on theirs. And I would also like to thank all the people who helped me organize this event. Amazing AV team. This is the first time I worked with the professionals in this domain. Everyone who attended the first summit can probably see the difference. So thank you, all of them. And also special thanks to my org, and my manager and my director, who was extremely supportive and helped make this event possible. Thank you so much. And on this note, let's transition to happy hour.